Hi, Joey. Yeah, I mean, it's you know, it's a new armor, but like, you know, it's not. I don't know. We'll see what happens with it. But it's pretty fucking wonky donkey kind of shit. I mean, it's one of the wonkiest donkeys I've ever met. You know, and I've met
Spot of trouble.
a few donkeys in my time. A few. Hello, hello, guys. Wait, am I under the map? Yo, what is up, boys, and welcome back to another video. This one is going to be my first of hopefully many on the brand new ARMA game, ARMA Reforger, which literally released yesterday. If you guys haven't been in the loop recently, Bohemia 6 days ago now announced that they were going to be sharing the future of the ARMA series. In this stream, they announced ARMA Reforger, which you're looking at the trailer for that right now, as well as that they announced and released the website for ARMA 4, which is very, very exciting. I'll talk about that a bit more later. But of course, the most important thing here is, whoa, there's a new ARMA game. It's been 9 years since ARMA 3 originally released back in 2013, and we finally have something new from Bohemia in the ARMA series. Although my intro did show one of many of the very bad bugs that are in ARMA Reforger right now, I do have a fair share of optimism with this one and some positive things to say, but of course there is some caveats to that and there is a fair share of negative things, but hopefully by the end of this video you should find out whether ARMA Reforger is something you want to pick up now or something you want to wait later for, or maybe you'll just skip this release and wait until ARMA 4, which according to a leaker which has been very on point so far, ARMA 4 is expected to be coming out in 2024 to 2025. That game is going to be a complete game. ARMA Reforger is not a complete game. You guys will see that very, very soon, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. The game's $30. It's on Xbox. Yeah, this is the first ARMA on consoles, and it came out of nowhere. I know, it's pretty crazy. One more thing before we hop in, though. I did see a lot of YouTubers who got access to Reforger around about 3 weeks ago. I did not get early access to it. All I played on, obviously, are public servers. So this video should be a very accurate representation of what it's like to be a public server player like me, someone who isn't part of a milsim group, which I'm sure many of you guys are not. Anyway, let's hop in. So I wanted to start out by hopefully answering most of the questions out of the gate. What can you play right now? How many vehicles are there? How many weapons are there? What is the map? All that kind of stuff. So if we look at the main menu, it looks like Battlefield pretty much. One of the very positive things I have to say is if you click on the workshop button right here, you can very easily enable and disable and download new mods. Since the game is not even been out for 24 hours, there's not really any real mods, and any mod here, although you can read the name and be excited for them, because you might recognize, you know, like a life mod or Wasteland or whatever else, these are more than likely just completely empty. You can see it's 700 bytes, so there's nothing in there, it's just there so they can create. To prove my point here, if we go on multiplayer, and then filter by modded, and then filter by players on modded, you'll see that there's literally no modded servers other than the game mode which Bohemia released with this, which is Capture and Hold. So in terms of what can you play right now? Well, you can play Capture and Hold. If I go ahead and enable this quickly, I just realized it actually changes the scenarios menu when you enable it and disable it, which is cool. But yeah, there's a bunch of different Capture and Holds, which are PvP missions. There's Conflict, which is a larger whole map PvP mission. There's Game Master, which is kind of like Zeus. It's actually very, very cool. And then there's the tutorial where you can learn how to drive forward and all that kind of stuff. So what we're going to do is we're going to go hop into the Game Master, and I'm going to show you guys everything if there is in a game. Alright guys, welcome to ARMA Reforger for maybe the first time. So, we're going to split this video into a few different sections so we can look at the map, the weapons, the vehicles, all separately. So if you want to skip to those different sections, you can do so on the YouTube time bar at the bottom. But of course, we are in the Game Master. You can use this single player or multiplayer. But for demonstration purposes today, the actual showing of all the cool things in this are going to be on single player, and then at the end I'll show you guys some multiplayer, some bugs, there's a lot of them, and all that kind of stuff. And also lightning, pretty cool, right? Before we do show the different things though, I will say that this game right now, ARMA Reforger, there's not really much to do in it. It's a tech demo. Ultimately, there's no flying vehicles, there's not many weapons, there's not many vehicles, there's 3 factions. I see right here, US, Soviet, and FIA. And on the ARMA Reforger website, they say that obviously this is a pathway to ARMA 4. It's not a replacement for ARMA 4. It's not supposed to be a full game. It's $30. And we do also mention on the website that we do have mod support on consoles, which might be cool if you're into consoles. And that's definitely like one of the many things that I'm still excited for ARMA Reforger, despite its shortcomings. To start off with a map though, this is Everon. It's a remake of a map from Operation Flashpoint. It's 52 square kilometers. We've got some major cities like St. Pierre over here. We've got some very nice PUIs like the castle over here with my character. Up in the northeast, we have Isle d'Argent. This thing not only features a fully functional bunker, which my character, I think I just put him underneath the map, which we can go ahead and demonstrate quickly. But it also has, you guys aren't going to believe this one, an underground environment in ARMA. I know, it's pretty cool, right? So if we go ahead and change the time quickly, which you can do like super easily with this, it's super easy UIs. I'm assuming because you can also do this on console. So we just go boom, and we can go ahead and hop on, press L to bring out our flashlight, and then press R to turn it on. So this is one of the big pros of ARMA Reforger versus ARMA 3 is the lighting, the graphics. They look incredible. You can't really see it too much right now, but you can see this is casting a real shadow, right? So there's real-time lighting on not only lights that the player is holding, but also street lights. Oh, sorry, I was on the floor there, I think. Street lights and car lights, everything casts a shadow as it should. So these look incredible. They aren't all shoot-outable, but some of them are from what I've seen. And if we sprint, our character puts the torch on their chest. Or if we just left-click, then the torch gets permanently put on our chest. There's a lot of interactables around the world. In the cave over here, we have a lantern, which I'm going to turn on and off. I'm going to turn it on, turn off our light. Go sit in a corner until someone comes over here and then just shoot them in the head, you know? Ultimately, this isn't actually underground. This is literally just rocks on top of some terrain. So it is like, it's fake underground, much like what you'd expect to see in ARMA. But it's cool that Bohemia made something underground. They don't ever do that. Normally, we leave it to the modders. But yeah, good job. Other than that, what else is interesting about the map? I mean, I'm not saying the map's boring, but, you know, it's got some lakes and some nice reflections, some nice screen space reflections, a few different cities. Everything's, you know, enterable, interactable, blah, 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 blah. So, yeah, that's pretty much the entire experience of a map, I guess. Other than the toilet. Let's go flush the toilet. Flush toilet. Any radios in here? Nope. Unfortunately not. All right, next up, I think we'll look at the player controller. This one's a big one. It's a big one, okay? Because we know this game's on console, okay? It's on console right now. So what have they done to water it down? Have they made the game more casual because it's on consoles? Let's find out. So you can press I to inspect your weapon. This is a new feature. Kind of cool. I like it. You know, that way we can pay for skins later on down the line, right? I'm joking, obviously. We can hold V to turn on our underbarrel launcher. We can use page up and page down, which actually physically changes a lot of guns, which is a new feature as well. This isn't... Oh, no, you can actually see it. So you can see this does physically change the gun a bit. And if we do have a launcher, which we don't, I'll show you guys the launcher in a bit. But yeah, those are all new things. People were wondering, can you do the, you know, progressive movement through crouching and stuff? You can do that. But there is one thing that has been removed in this game versus, you know, your ARMA 3, etc. You can't actually... you can't do, like, sideways prones. You can't look between your legs like you can in DayZ. So that's a downside. But other than that, you can do this still using control and scroll. You can use scroll wheel much like an EFT to increase your movement speed. And then you can also actually hold control and press Q or tap it to slowly lean left and E to slowly lean right. So you can end up doing some Call of Duty montages and really just go like, oh, wait, no, not like that, like this. Wait, not like that, like this. Just like that. There is vaulting in the game, so you can pretty much jump over anything, including cars. You can actually jump on cars in this game, which is not something you could do on ARMA 3 or ARMA 2, from what I recall. So if you see something that looks like you could jump on it, your character will automatically, other than right there, will automatically jump on top of it. He just knows. He's really, really smart. You can jump on pretty big buildings and stuff. So, you know, if you think you can jump on it, just go for it. And worst case scenario, you'll jump at a wall. Because this game does have jumping, which is weird to say, but ARMA 2, ARMA 3 didn't have jumping. You can just jump around like a monkey to your heart's content. Another example, I guess, on the map as well, but you can see you can interact with these. There's quite a few things you can interact with in the world. But I want to show you guys a bit more on the player controller kind of side of things. You can press Alt and middle click to change the illumination on this and also the BTR. But in this game, you can actually look away from your scope. I don't think you could do this in ARMA. I'm pretty sure you couldn't, which is really cool. And this game does have full 3D scopes here. So you can see this magnification of the scope is obviously different to what I can see around me. So this is a true implementation of a 3D scope, which is really, really cool. If we look at our inventory as well, that's not the inventory button. I just pressed I. You can double click on weapons, take attachments off. There are literally only 2 attachments in the game, which is the SVD scope and also the M21 scope, which is on the US side. So that's it. There's only 2 scopes in the game, 2 attachments really. There is technically a 3rd attachment, which I can show you guys quickly, but you're gonna be like, oh no, I can't believe this has happened. So if you go ahead and get the grenadier right here, and then we don't teleport. We click play. You can actually, believe it or not, take the underbarrel launcher off of an M16. But the weird thing is, it still works. I think this might be a bug. I don't know. I'm not a World War II veteran. Inventory definitely reminds me of something along the lines of like a Days Evo. You can, you know, put your shirt on the floor. You can double click on it, look inside it. You can see the weight amount, the percentages, and all this shebang. Lots of useful info here. And you can also see, this is a new thing, the quick selection of your weapons. So I could, for example, have, if I go ahead and spawn in some more weapons. So I've got this American box right here, and I could have maybe an M9 Beretta, and also we'll take the M21 SWS, which is the American sniper. We could have this on number 2, you can see in the bottom left, have this on number 3, and then have our other weapon on number 1. And you can change these however you want. I could press 1 on this, and you see in the bottom left, it actually changes it. Pretty cool. On top of that, something that I'll show you guys more in person later, but the VoIP in this game is really, really good. It's really good. You press T to talk, double tap caps lock to talk on the radio, and it will actually have a filter on it. And on top of that, you can actually change your radio station. You can steal someone else's radio, from what I know, like if an enemy's radio, and you can use that to your advantage. You can also get a radio backpack right here if we put this on. And when we let me just see how this works again. When you press G, you'll see we've got 2 different radios. We can turn on our one on our back. We can turn it off with the click of 1 button, and then we can also scroll and change the frequency of these 2 if we wanted to be on 2 different frequencies for like HQ or something, and I don't know, something personal, something like that. So that's huge. That's actually massive. Like, I can't express how big that is. It means there's no, assuming it works as intended, it does work pretty good in my experience. There's no use of TFR. There's no use of Acre anymore. Or I think Acre is similar to TFR, unless I'm mixing it up with something else. But yeah, you don't really need those anymore. And the mods that you do need, you just join the server and it'll ask you, yo, do you want to download these? And you click yes, and you're done. So that's going to make it like significantly easier for PC players, and also significantly easier for console players. In fact, possible for console players. I mean, before you couldn't obviously play the game on console, but now you can, but you don't need to worry about something like a TFR or something like that ruining your experience. If you're a console player, you can still just use the radio in game. I don't know how, but apparently you can. Oh, you can't get through here. Okay, that's fine. In terms of an actual player controller, I don't think there's anything else. You can press O to bring up your compass. You can press, I don't know what button it is, L to bring up your flashlight, K to bring up your sorry, that was a watch. O to bring up your watch, K to bring up your compass. And the interesting thing about this game is you'll see on the map, it doesn't actually tell you where you are. There's no easy way to work that out either. I think on one of the Gamemodes that Bohemia released of this game, it does like tell you roughly where you are, but we are on St. Pierre, and there's no way to know we're there. We can't mark things on the map. In this sense, it's more realistic, more hardcore. I don't know. Some things in this game are like more casual. I'd say this is ARMA 3. But that's definitely not one of them. The medical system is really, really rudimentary right now. We can go ahead and start bleeding. And then if we play our character, we can press our hotkey, 5, to get our bandage. You'll see on the screen it says bleeding. It can also say, I think, injured. You can physically see this in our character. He's got red eyes. Damn, he's looking real messed up. Let's have a look at him in the Game Master. In fact, we'll get out the ARMA vision and have a look at him. He's not looking too good. But luckily, we can remedy this. So, yeah, bandages are pretty simple. You hold R and you bandage your leg, and that's about it. There's one animation. You can't move while doing it. You can see your screen gets a bit fricked up. You can hear my heartbeat. That's the entire medical system in this game right now. See? I told you it's a test bed. I think that's pretty much everything about the actual like controller and how that works and all that kind of stuff. Let's go ahead and bring some weapons out. All right, so just over this wall on the street, I got some enemy AI. The AI is pretty dog in this game. I'm going to keep it real. But we're going to show you some shooting just so you can experience that, because the ragdolls in this game are weird. It's like a mix between like ragdolls and animation. I kind of don't like it. I miss armor-free killing people. It felt better. But we're going to go ahead and look at the US Armory right here. So you can see all the different clothes. We do have a unique flashlight for each faction, as well as a unique watch and a unique compass, which we'll show you in a second. And I think also a bandage. It does look mildly different. Let's go ahead and put on a shirt, though, because we are looking a bit bare. We might get one tapped by the enemy. This shirt's, I'm sure, going to make a massive difference. Let's get a few more mags for the M21. We'll shoot these guys quickly, and then I'll show you the rest of it. I just want to shoot things quickly, you know, and experience bloodshed. So we can see names right now. We can more than likely change this in the settings. I think it's because I'm playing I think it's just because I'm playing on the Game Master. I am the Game Master. so I can see everything right now. But you can see what I'm saying about the combat, right? It's a bit weird. It's got like an animation, and it just doesn't feel just as satisfying, I'd say. But it's very nice to look at the bodies, and you can see like blood splitting and stuff like that. Wait, where's the blood? I've seen blood coming off of people before. I don't know what's going on there. Maybe you need to shoot them a bit harder. Maybe this 7.62 sniper rifle's not quite doing the job. So in terms of the actual weaponry, there's like, I think 6 weapons or something like that for America. We've got smokes and we have HEs. We'll go ahead and take each of those out quickly so I can show you guys those. They aren't exactly like, I don't know, too incredible for grenades at least. There's no destruction right now in the game, which is a bit of a disaster. So we can't blow up any buildings. We can blow up things like these railings right here, I believe. Just kidding, we can't. But there are things that you can blow up, but not many. Mostly, it's going to be things like railings. The buildings do not get affected by these. But the sounds, that's the thing as a whole, I'd say, with everything in this game. The sounds are pretty good. The effects, I'd say, of the explosions, not as good. The smokes are pretty girthy as well. Is this just a white smoke, I believe? Yeah, this is a white smoke. It's not too bad. Does the job. Let's have a look at the rest of our weaponry, though. In fact, I'll show you guys a fence, okay? Because I'm not lying. Let me blow up a fence quickly. So you can see if we shoot a law at that thing right there, it will destroy certain objects. We did go ahead and destroy an object here a second ago as well. But other than that, buildings are not destructible. I'm sure whatever plans are for ARMA 4, there will be destructible buildings. And maybe they will be eventually added into this game. I don't know what, Bohemia support's going to look like for this game. But well, I guess time will tell. Time will tell. We should be able to destroy this as well, I think. Come on, Bohemia. You can do it. Yeah, that's destroyed. I'll take that. So the rest of weaponry. What are we looking at in terms of actual guns? We have an M16. We have an M16 with underbarrel, which I've already seen you can bug out. Let's go ahead and shoot that one time, though, or a few times just so you guys can hear the sounds. The sounds will, of course, be different indoors and outdoors as well. So let's shoot this thing. It's got single fire, and if we press V, we've got burst. And then if we hold V, underbarrel. And then if we go inside, we can hear the difference as well with that. Very nice. So obviously this is going to sound the same as the M16A2. And then we have the M249 and M60. This one's 7.62, this one's 5.56. And then we've got this, the M21, which is also going to be 7.62. So one downgrade as well is there's no way to mount your weapons. So, and I don't actually know how to hold your breath either. But if you go prone, obviously it's going to be pretty stable. Got traces. Next up, we've got the M60. It's like an M249, but it's big brother, I think. Again, keep in mind, the only reason I can see these guys' names is because I'm on Game Master, but I just wanted to shoot some enemies with M60 quickly. There we go. That worked. And so there's one more. Is he in the floor? Oh, I think he's in the floor. That's my fault. I spawned him there. Oh, there we go. We got the blood gushing. You see that? Oh, yeah. Very nice. Of course, we can loot their bodies, double click on them, look inside their pockets, steal some bandages, steal a map, all that kind of stuff. You can see the different Russian compass right here as well. So I think, is that it for the US weaponry? It pretty much is, isn't it? We looked at the launcher, we looked at the different rifles, sniper rifle with a variable scope. Ultimately, there's 2 attachments in the US. We've got the scope and then the underbarrel, and that is it. Cool thing is as well, you can double tap control and you'll see this will actually put a safety on your weapon. You can see that in the bottom right, like communicate. I guess technically in other ARMA games you'd have a safety on too, because if you left click it wouldn't shoot anyway. But it actually says like disable safety. You'll see in the bottom right, V to disable safety. So yeah, I think that's new. I'm not sure. Well, no, safety's definitely new, but it is essentially the same mechanic, but with a safety button on it apparently. All right, so now I got the Russian. Let's have a look at our compass. That's not a compass, but that's a watch. That's cool. Our compass looking kind of different. It looks like it works, maybe, potentially. And then this is the different clothing, the radio transmitter or receiver or both. And then we have a harness for a machine gunner, which we can go ahead and drop this thing and put this one on. And you can see it does look a bit different. And then we have also backpacks, a bunch of backpacks, 4 different backpacks. We've got this one, the Vesh Mech, I can't pronounce that. We've got an RPG assistant, RPG, or this one's RPG, specialist backpack, and then the Kolobok backpack. These things store quite a lot of room in them, so we can put like a gun in them, and you can see we've got 29% right there. So that's quite a lot of storage. I don't know if it's even the biggest backpack either. So we've got a Makarov. Okay, that's for pistol for the Russians. Let's go ahead and pick that one up. In fact, I think, because this is the second time I'm recording this, I don't think I showed the pistol in my first recording, which was pretty messed up. It's a staple of ARMA games, kind of. I remember back in ARMA 2 DayZ mod. A great starter pistol. In fact, it's the worst, but it is a starter pistol. We've got the AK-74 and also an RPK-74. And then also the AK-74 with the underbarrel on it. So let's go take one of each of those. So if we press 1, we can go and take out our AK. Oh, that's the flashlight. I keep pressing L instead of I for some reason. Looking kind of cute. This thing does, of course, go full auto, as well as semi. And then if we pull out this underbarrel version, I wonder what happens if we take the underbarrel off of this. But maybe it sounds different to the M16. I don't know. Maybe. Let's go ahead and take the underbarrel off him quickly and see if he gets deformed. You know, he's kind of... Oh, whoops. I just made my game not full screen. He's kind of deformed. But it's not as bad as the other thing. You can see my hand is a bit like hover handy, but that's okay. You can see versus that one. Not as broke as the M16, so Russia wins, I guess. Next up, we have the RPK. I mean, actually, we already have an RPK on us, but now we have two. I mean, it's the same. It's just a machine gun version. Probably got like a 45-round mag. Is this a 45-round mag? I don't even know. Let's have a look. It is a 45-round mag. I was thinking it does actually shoot a bit slower than the AK, but I could be wrong. And then we have the lower caliber machine gun is obviously the RPK, and then higher caliber machine gun is the PKM. Slow fire and beast. Let's bring this bad boy out. If I can do it. There we go. We did it. Good job. Let's shoot across the map. See some tracers flying, maybe. Very nice. And then we have the SVD. This is the same as the US one. Well, it's not the same at all. But the difference is it doesn't have a variable scope. Oh my god. Yeah, that's the issue with 3D scopes right there. I'll show you guys this quickly as well because it's a good opportunity to do it. But if you go into gameplay, you can turn on 3D scopes or turn off 3D scopes. In that case, you'll see it literally renders the game better because it's only rendering the game once. Whereas maybe if you can tweak this to make it like not mess up your FPS but also work. But you can see if we've got 3D scopes on with current settings. I mean you're probably not going to shoot something that far anyway. That's like, how far away is that? That's like 700, 600 meters. No, you could shoot something that far. I mean, obviously you can zero to it, so you can see when we change the zeroing, this does impact the way the scope looks. And probably one of my favorite, not guns, but one of my favorite weapons with the zeroing is the RPG, because you see if you change the zero on this bad boy, you can actually see on the RPG itself, you can see that changing, and then if we're ADSing, it does also change the angle we're shooting at. Let's shoot the RPG for good luck. Sounds good. Weapons and VoIP do sound... Oh, I don't know about VoIP, but weapons do sound different indoors versus outdoors. I want to check the animation quickly on the PKM to see if it's like fully done, because this is one of the harder guns to animate, I'd imagine, with reload animation, because it's so intricate. But yeah, it works good, sounds good, looks good. Good job, guys. So there is, of course, a third faction, FIA. What's going on with their arsenal? You might be wondering. Well, I mean, it's pretty much the same thing as what we've already looked at. It's yeah, they just stole everything from Russia, and then they said it's ours now, and that was about it. So wait, why did I just open up the map? I don't know. But yeah, we've got different clothes, of course. I don't know what this flickering is right here, but we've got an RPG, blah, blah, blah. Nothing unique here. No one cares. And then we also have a smoke grenade, which is from EFT. It's not from EFT, it's actually a smoke grenade from IRL. But that's available to both the Russians and the FIA. We'll give it a quick throw for good luck before we move on to the next segment, which is going to be the vehicle segment. But I do actually also want to show you guys something which I did miss, because there's just so much to talk about. Oh. Which is the weather system. So let's show you the weather system really quickly. On the topic of weather system, clouds look great in this game. They look better than R3 clouds. I don't know what to say. They're volumetric, as you can see. They're real. They're not fake. It's not just a skybox. It looks amazing. Again, pay attention to my FPS on the top right occasionally, because yeah, it's one of the big things that, you know, I'm sure a lot of people wanted with Infusion was better networking, which definitely isn't the case right now. It's really desyncy. But better FPS, it is slightly better. Not as good as I'd like it to have been, but that's okay. But yeah, if we press V, we can go ahead and change the time of day, as I've already shown you guys, but we can also change the weather from completely sunny, as you can see, to not so sunny, to very not sunny, to eventually rain. Cool thing with the rain, I think this might have been something in DayZ as well, but if you go ahead and control the wind manually, or if the wind just gets really, really hectic, you'll see it actually goes at a certain angle, and this rain is, it works the way you'd expect it to. So you can see right here, it's not raining here because of the angle, right? The wind is blowing it against the rock face. So that's like really, really cool. I can't see any like really, really good examples to show it at right now, but like it just works as you'd expect it to, kind of. It might be a bit buggy, but look at that. I mean, that looks pretty good. That looks pretty good to me. That's pretty much the entirety for weather section, though. There's really not anything else to show there. I do like making it 0 miles an hour, though. Nice silent day. Oh, wait, no, it's not miles an hour. It's meters a second. Okay, that's a bit faster. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of this. You know, I'll give you my overall feeling at the end of it. What I really think about it. But I see potential, and I think it's a good baseline for a game to be built on. It just needs polishing, and then it'll become not a polished turd, but a polished video game. I do believe, just for VoIP, incredible. The mod support seems like really good. Just click and play, easy peasy, right? So we'll see. Anyway, this is all the vehicles in the game right now. We're gonna go ahead and show you them individually, because the issue is this looks like a lot of vehicles, but it's not. There's no FIA vehicles, and a lot of these are variants. So you can see these 4 are all the same vehicle, and then down here we've got 2 more of that same vehicle, but with an M2 on it. All right, so these are essentially all vehicles in the game. So for the US, we have the M923A1 truck, which you can find in a bunch of different variants, transport, command. And the cool thing with vehicles in this game, which I'll show you in a second, is they're all like more interactable and they make more sense, I guess. In fact, I'll just show you right now. Let's go take control. So, and I'll also blow up a vehicle in a second, but I will say that's something that, although I have already kind of said that, but explosions in this are just not the same as we are on R3, because you don't like ragdoll, and yeah, just not as good in my opinion, but you know, they could be changed. But yeah, so you can see you need to use your cursor to actually like look at a seat and then to get inside it. So you need to do this for the gunners and all that kind of stuff. And then also to turn on your engine. You can do that by holding W, or you can turn it on like that. And then you've got lights right here as well, which work as you'd expect. Let's go and turn on our engine quickly. Takes quite a while with these vehicles, you know, but they are old vehicles. And this is how old vehicles used to be, guys. They just didn't work. These days of our electric vehicles or Teslas, it's different, man. It's different. So if we go and take control of this fella, and then we turn the lights on, we turn our high beams on, turn our hazards on, get out. Well, now we've got some beautiful lights. And there's a lot of detail to this. Obviously, we've got this vehicle only has 2 lights, but some vehicles have 3 lights on them. And in that case, you can literally see 3 shadows being cast. Right here, we only see 2 shadows being cast. Let's see which one has 3 lights on it. I can't remember which one it was, but one of them definitely has like a 3rd light on the side somewhere. It may be in a variant, but you get the point. It looks great. Looks incredible. The lighting, ooh, I like it a lot. But yeah, so American vehicles, we're looking at 4 different vehicles. We've got a, you know, casual little M151A2 for driving around, and maybe if you're feeling crazy, get the mounted gun version of it. And then we have the Humvee, not the Humvee, sorry, this is a Humvee right here. I don't know if this thing counts as a Humvee. It's got no doors. So is it really a Humvee? Is this even a Humvee? What is a Humvee? I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's politically incorrect to call this thing a Humvee. I'm not sure, but I'm going to call it a Humvee. And then we have, like I was showing you guys a second ago, a transport truck. These things don't have, the command truck doesn't have any kind of not exterior, but any kind of anything going on in the back. I know some mods for Arma 3 did have some really cool stuff with the command trucks. But let's show you a few more of these vehicles. I'm not going to bring them all for a spin or anything like that. They all work as you'd expect. You can get in anywhere from... Wait, why is my light still on? Okay, I think that's a bug. But yeah, we'll just ignore that. I've got my light in my hand. But yeah, you can go from like the back seat to a front seat and all that kind of shebang. As long as you can like look at it, you're good to go. Wait, why is it not moving? I don't know what's going on here. I'm holding W and it just doesn't really move. I did have this issue earlier. It might be something to do with airfield. Maybe it's because it's not a plane. Maybe it's lost. But you can see the attention to detail with animations. We hold W and like your character's feet move, the gear stick moves. You really can't do much more in it, other than, I don't know, if this game was GTA. If it was GTA, it would probably be a bit better, but it's not. So vehicles also do have trunks, which you can go ahead and store things in, such as your flashlight that you have in your hand. There we go, we fixed it. And I think this truck might be the one from the Infusion demo website. Let's see if this one moves. It's probably something I'm doing wrong, because vehicles do definitely move. Okay, it moves. It's moving. We can also hold shift to increase our speed. Yeah, no, there's something wrong with like the physics here. You see I'm like turning right? It must be the airfield. I think it's time to get out. So you can destroy Well, I mean, I showed you earlier, obviously, the destructible these bad boys, but you can destroy them with vehicles as well. There's quite a lot of things you can drive through with vehicles, but trees are not one of those things, unfortunately. Let's get on the turret and see how long it takes us to blow up a simple little vehicle right in front of us. Oh, that didn't take very long. So once it's in this phase, I think it's, I mean, I don't know if it's going to drive. I'm not going to get near it because I value my life. But at this point, it will eventually blow up. It's just the, I don't know. I kind of want to stand near it when it blows up, but I don't want to stand here for 1 minute. But we don't have like an AoE effect when you blow up a vehicle. So basically, you can't run around with an RPG and wipe people out as easily. And, you know, when you shoot someone with an RPG and you just fly, you can't do that because ragdolls are weird in this game, but it's okay. I don't think it's going to blow up. I think I've been scammed. Yeah, we also have these mounted gunners. I don't know if these count as vehicles, but technically we're in the vehicle section, so they work. And you can go ahead and top up the ammo in them if you do so desire, if you want to just live in a mounted turret for the rest of your life. And then let's have a look at the big boy, the BTR. This is the one big vehicle in the game. I'm sure this is one which I spend the most time on. Beautiful animations. We can open and close these bad boys right here. And if we turn around, we can get in. There she blows. Get into the gunner like this, and we have two different fire modes to fire with. We can, of course, look third person, but if you're a hardcore ARMA gamer, you just need to right click, get in this, then we can alt middle click to change the illumination, press V to change the fire mode. We have the less big ammo, this one, and then we have a big ammo, this one. Oh, wait. Alexa, delete that. It's probably not the game's fault. It's my fault, guys. It's early access. Blah, 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 blah. I just died. I think that's everything for the vehicles and the weapons. And did I miss anything? If I missed anything, if there's anything you guys want to see, like, let me know, and I'll try to do it. I do want to make some content on this game. But right now, there's really just not much game to play. We need people to create mods. We need people to create servers. We need Bohemia to support the game. And at that point, we can maybe see something happen. But right now, if you are looking for a milsim experience, I mean, Arma 3 is still just at its core superior because it has more stuff. Oh, the BTR is amphibious, by the way. I think people were asking me about that yesterday. Apparently it's amphibious, so it's pretty cool. Before I show you guys some multiplayer and the bugs, I wanted to talk about ARMA 4 and also the ARMA Reforger website a bit more. You will see on the website they have a dev hub. They talk about how epic their workbench is and all that kind of stuff. They've got documentation on the dev tools. They've got sample mods of vehicles and all kinds of stuff you can go ahead and download and then make your vehicle off of. So I'm hoping, fingers crossed, we're going to see some modded content very soon for ARMA Reforger. And as soon as that happens, I will definitely cover anything which I think is interesting enough to share with you guys. On the ARMA 4 website, though, I'm basing purely off of the logo and this background that ARMA 4 is going to be a modern game. I mean, we just had obviously Cold War with Reforger. It's not going to be a World War game. I'm really excited for ARMA 4. It's going to be modern, I think. I guess we'll see. Maybe I'm wrong. We'll look back at this in 3 years and laugh when it's a World War game. All right, onto multiplayer and bugs. Of course, playing the game is very different to just messing around on the editor. One thing to keep in mind is there is no single player campaign with this game. So right now, there's not much you can do on the game, to be perfectly honest. It's very buggy. You can't join a lot of servers. You get kicked out of a lot of servers. You can crash the servers randomly by doing certain things. You can crash your client by doing certain things. The ragdolls are just kind of janky. I'm just going to show you a compilation of just weirdness on the screen right now. You can see right there, there's a lot of things that we need to work on. And that obviously if this game wasn't being tagged as early access, people would be outraged at. You can use the argument of, oh, it's been 9 years and this is what we get, really? It's this buggy? Which it is very buggy, don't get me wrong. And it honestly right now I can't recommend paying $30 for it unless you truly just enjoy the ARMA franchise, in which case go for it. You'll probably get your money's worth out of it eventually, but right now there's just nothing to play on it and it's just really buggy. You know, the main things I like, the lighting, the VoIP, the workshop stuff, really, really good things right there. Massive steps forward. But it's just a foundation right now. It's just a foundation for something awesome to be made on, some fun experiences, all that kind of stuff. But the thing is, this is a new engine. It's the Infusion engine. It's what we're going to be using with ARMA 4 as well. This is why I guess those 9 years were 9 long years. It's because they weren't just making a new ARMA game in maybe a modern day setting. ARMA 4 isn't just on the same engine as ARMA 3 and they just added some more content and all that kind of stuff and have the same core issues, right? They're making an entirely new game on a new engine, it looks and feels different because, I mean, it should. So because of the engine switch, give them a benefit of a doubt, because the Infusion engine used in this and also partially in DayZ Standalone has been pretty impressive for me overall. If you were paying attention to DayZ when it went from 0.63, I believe it was, to 1.0, when they had the big engine swap kind of thing. I don't know exactly what happened, but the game just ran so much better. It looked great. The UIs, everything just kind of came together when they started doing some Infusion juice on DayZ. So I think the core is there. We just need to polish it out, and it'll become a really, really shiny game. Not a shiny turd, a shiny game. I said it's a foundation, but just to emphasize, the foundation that is there right now is fucked. There's no other ways for it. But I just mean the overall grand picture. Like the small details, there's so many bugs, but the grand picture looks good. There's choices in the game that don't really make any sense to me. I mean, I guess the main one is just the ragdoll. I need to shoot more things, but I didn't get that much time to do so yesterday because of the crashes and server crashes and blah blah blah. But like I said, you can see some stuff in the background right now. But yeah, when you shoot things, they just don't ragdoll as satisfactory in a satisfactory way like you would see in Arma 3. It just feels like a canned animation, which it partially is, at least some kind of animation or something like that. It's not a pure ragdoll. Like I said earlier, I think it's some kind of midpoint between a ragdoll and an animation, so it looks more realistic. But honestly, it just ended up not feeling very good when shooting people, in my opinion, which is obviously a really, really important part of the game. And we just don't know what the modding tools right now can create, you know? Let's say a week from now, which is a decent chunk of time. Are we going to see like a weapon with a weapon attachment, like a red dot, something like that? Are people going to very easily be able to do that kind of stuff? Only time will tell. Or if you are a modder, feel free to let me know, and let me know what you see from the Reforger tools. If you buy Reforger, it's $30 on Steam, by the way. Didn't mention that already. You can go ahead and access the Reforger tools and see what those can do. And hey, maybe they're, you know, a step forward in the right direction. I'm sure they are. They can't be worse from the horrors I heard about Arma 3 tools. Then that's good. And that means we'll see some content being created, hopefully, and you can just click join a server. It says download it. There's no TeamSpeak, there's no TFR. And like I said, the VoIP's great. The VoIP is great. So as soon as there is something of interest to report back to you guys in terms of modding, I'll definitely cover it, whether it's a certain game mode or a really cool mod. I'll try to cover it. If you guys would like to see that, then good, because I'm going to be doing it. And you got no choice. I didn't actually show you guys any VoIP the entire video, so here is a small snippet of not only the radio VoIP, but also the proximity effect, just so you guys can kind of get a feeling of how high quality it is. It's T to talk. T to talk. Yeah, T to talk. You tell him.
Hello.
Oh, hello. Yeah, I'm sorry for throwing a grenade off you, man. Yeah, why is the multiplayer like so fucking... Is it like really stuttery? Or is it because I'm not in America?
You guys are pretty stuttery for me right now.
Yo, I'm friendly. Are you guys shooting at me? This is me. I'm friendly.
Hey.
I'm friendly.
Up here in this window.
Okay, I'm peeking. Don't... Wait, there's bad guys underneath you, I think. What's bad guys? Sure, I killed them. I think they were Ruskies.
Everybody,
We don't have choppers yet, but when we do, I'm gonna play Guns N' Roses off that bitch.
I'm taking command,
There's actually enemies down here. Or we're just getting trolled.
Negative.
We're just getting the big troll or what? Oh, you just got fucking hit.
Take your shots, goddammit!
So that last clip right there, you've seen a bit of radio. I just didn't get that much gameplay using the radio, but it works as you expect, and it has a nice filter effect on it as well. There is a bit of stuttering and stuff with the radio, but this might be due to the servers we were playing on. They were official Bohemia servers, but, you know, I'm sure things will get ironed out and improved. But the overall experience was a lot better than Arma 3, obviously. I'm sure if you guys have used even the newer codec with Arma 3, it just wasn't very directional. The old one sounded terrible, and it was good direction, but it sounded terrible. This is a big improvement. And although I'm sure you guys already realize this, maybe a few of you won't, but the Game Master I was showing you guys throughout this entire video is supposed to be used on or in a multiplayer setting. There isn't ways to move AI right now, so it's not exactly too similar to Zeus. And I don't know the ins and outs of a Game Master and how it works. I think you can even play scenarios on the Game Master, and yeah, I don't know how all that logic works. I haven't really used Zeus too much. I don't know how much of a downgrade it is versus Zeus, but that is supposed to be used to create experiences for your players. And I would say that's definitely going to be the best experience right now for people to play on. I didn't really play Capture and Hold enough, but I guess that's probably my second recommended experience behind Game Master. And then third is Conflict. Conflict's just, it's 64 players on the entire island. Maybe I just haven't gave these enough of a chance because of the crashes I was experiencing. Maybe I could really enjoy one of these game modes. But I am definitely looking forward to whatever, I guess, more streamlined, public-friendly game modes come out, whether it's Wasteland or Gun Game or anything like that. It's because there's no helicopters or planes. Not that I'm really the biggest fan of flying helicopters and planes. It just feels slow and I don't know. Overall, right now, though, I am giving the game a sim score of 6 out of 10. It's what I shared on my stream. It's a pretty low score, I know, but that's talking about what we have right now. I'm not going to give it a score based on what we could have. 6 out of 10 is based off of what we have right now. I think the game has potential to be an 8 out of 10. It really just depends on how Bohemia support the game, how the modders mod the game, and all that kind of stuff. Ultimately, the game literally has less players in right now than ARMA 3. So with that in mind, how are those two factors that I just said, Bohemia updates and community content, going to work out? I don't know. A lot of people don't even know this game even came out because they did it, ninja'd it out, you know? They said, yo, in 5 days, we're going to announce something. And then they just announced the game's out. That's crazy. But they might be doing this because, like I said, it's not the main ARMA game. Maybe we don't want everyone to be hyped up for it. Because if everyone was hyped up for it, it'd be really disappointed right now. So it has mixed reviews on Steam. And I'm giving it a 6 out of 10 right now. But that doesn't mean it's not worth your money. If you're a big ARMA fan, honestly, buy it. I think you should give Bohemia some more money. I trust them with my money for some reason, and I think they can do something with it. If this game doesn't tickle your fancy, just wait till ARMA 4 in 10 centuries, okay? Anyway, thanks a lot for watching. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. Make sure to follow me over on Twitch, link at the top of the description, so you can see any breaking content we're going to be doing on ARMA Reforger, because I do hope to do a fair amount, like I said, once there is content to make on it. Anyway, thanks a lot for watching. Have a good day, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.